When people say Mamet, he's not just any playwright. And why we reverently say his name in the business, and why I think audiences have supported his work for years and years, he is a strong voice, and his voice is unique, and his voice is thorny, and it is a voice that speaks loudly and distinctly, and that's what makes him unique.
He has established a great rhythm with writing where there's overlap dialogue, so that sometimes a person doesn't get to finish a sentence and you come in, and then you finish a sentence and they come in, and it's an art.
They say he captures contemporary American speech, and a lot of that is people starting, and it's funny, even as I'm talking, I'm going, if I were truly in a Mamet play, I could talk in little bursts, it would be rapid fire, it would have the sense of switching gears a lot in the midst of things. And that's one thing you feel like Shakespeare in a sense. It's got this tempo to it, rhythm to it.
There are times when it's not present, and I think he did it on purpose. And then there are moments that he goes, okay, now it's time for me to go into my thing that makes me Mamet, and it's there. So, and it's no different than the cadence or rhythm of Shakespeare, or the cadence and rhythm of August Wilson. Mamet has this rhythm and this cadence that once he gets you rolling on it, it moves. And when you hit it, oh gosh, you get chills right in the middle of the stage, man.
He's very specific about his punctuation. I mean, he'll take a sentence and there'll be 4 periods in that sentence with 4 capital letters. So he's guiding you on how he wants you to use the language.
As a young theater student, I used to be intimidated by Mamet's commas and periods, but that's part of the style, you know, and I didn't really understand it that well. And now I have grown to love it.
It's a lot like Pinter. You know, Pinter is very specific with the pauses. Those are very famous, and they're there for a reason, and they need to be filled. There's a lot of pauses in this one as well that he's asking you to fill.
For the first maybe 17 pages in the script, Susan is on stage, but she doesn't say a word. And listening to the other actors, you find the space to react. And I think that's part of, I mean, it's intentional. There's a reason she's there. But I think that's part of his work. And as an actor, you have to say, why am I sitting here? What do I hear that I'm going to use against these guys later? How do I feel about that, but I'm not going to say anything? And then later, when she does start to speak, she uses some of the words that they did.
He's smart, so his characters speak fast. They speak in a rhythm. They use huge words. His vocabulary is enormous, and he's not afraid to put it on stage.
I think he tries to do very intelligent people, all of them, all in the room at the same time, which is rare. And I think he puts on it this American ease of blunt language. And you kind of, okay, yes, I hate your guts. I hate you too, thanks.
Bill Macy said this, I just read this someplace, that a lot of people accuse David Mamet of sort of going into restaurants and things, and the way he captures American speech is he just writes things down that people say. And Macy says, no, that's shortchanging him. He's a poet.
He writes how he hears people, he writes how he hears the world, and I believe how he hears his characters.
He has the guts to go places and say things on stage that people just think about. So he just says it and puts it out there.
The older I get, the more I realize there's less and less that will shock us anymore. Our world has opened the door to showing so much that it shouldn't, that we see things and we become numb to it. David Mamet, when some of his first plays hit, it was the language that was the jarring thing. He swore on stage. He swore a blue streak. He swore creatively. He didn't just swear to swear. He just dove into that. That doesn't do anything anymore. I hear a pop song on the radio with a bleep in it, and I know the word under it. And you watch primetime television and language is everywhere. What is left? What is left unspoken beyond that easy thing? And this play, for example, race is not talked about. And he's going to make us talk about it.